Hello, Rich Keeble here, and welcome to Rich Runs ... into problems with his Achilles. I'm actually over the moon about how great that title is. Sorry, I had a very yellow wee earlier. So, Happy New Year. Welcome to the channel. If you're new here, hello, and thank you to any new subscribers. For me, it's the 1st of January. For you, and the magic of television, it's the 2nd of January. And if you follow me on Strava, you'll have noticed that I haven't run for over 2 weeks. If you just watched my Madrid half marathon video, I actually shot that at the end of November. Just couldn't be asked to edit it because there's quite a lot of footage to edit down. So I got back from Madrid, that job finished. I was thinking to myself, I might finish the year off by running one of the run through Battersea Park Chase the Moon 10Ks and see if I could better my 10K PR before the end of the year. But on the 14th of December, I did some 400 meter reps. Some pretty spicy paces, was feeling very pleased with myself. My Garmin deigned to up my VO2 max, however meaningless that metric may be. Now that run was when it was very cold, certainly in the UK. I had to kind of dodge a bit of snow and ice during the run. I was wearing my Saucony Endorphin Speeds, slightly more unstable shoe. I was going very fast for me. I did like a 10-minute warm-up, maybe that wasn't enough. But anyway, when I got back, I felt fine after the run, but when I got back and some stretching, I felt a bit of a pain in my heel. Now, I'm just gonna, through the magic of multi-camera technology, I'm just gonna show you my heel. And yeah, I was feeling a sort of a jabbing pain here when I was doing some downward dog style stretching. So I thought, well, I better stop that stretching. That doesn't feel very good. So for a day or two after, I was actually feeling a bit achy, sort of not just in the heel, but in the rest of the leg. Anyway, to cut a increasingly long story, not that short, I thought I'd better rest it and do some Googling, because I thought, well, I've been pretty lucky with injury so far. Maybe I've hurt my heel, my Achilles, because I've been doing all this extra pacey stuff, you know. So I did some Googling, as you do, and I started reading up about Achilles tendinopathy, or tendinitis. So anyway, I was reading about the different types, the mid portion and the insertional Achilles tendinopathy. And because my pain was quite low down on the heel, I figured it must be insertional tendinopathy, which is, you know, basically the bone jabbing into your tendon, which fills you with all kinds of dread. I was planning on doing this 10K on the 21st. Around that point, I had a week off running, and I still wasn't feeling that amazing on the foot, and I was almost limping a little bit. I was due to go to Poland with the family on the 23rd. So I just decided to rest it and just sort of get miserable about it. Spent Christmas in Poland with my wife's family, and luckily I managed to get a physio. Well, my wife, on my behalf, managed to get a physio appointment in the morning and go and see a doctor in the evening to get an ultrasound. So the physio in the morning, who 100% is young enough to be my son, he had a look at it, suggested I get an ultrasound. I also mentioned I've got this rotator cuff issue that's been ongoing for a few months. So he sort of had a look at that for me and stuck some tape on my back to help sort of pull my muscles back in alignment. Also clarified that I've got flat feet, and you know, my feet are basically in not very good condition, and I've got, you know, my spine is curved, you know, basically I'm falling apart. But luckily, with all this sort of messing around with doctors and such, the doctor did an ultrasound, and turns out it's actually not my Achilles tendon that's the problem. There's no strain there. It's just the the stuff that is on the bone, the muck that I've forgotten the name of, that's just a bit inflamed. So I need to do some heel raises, the classic Achilles exercises, and only run, maybe easy, keep away from speed work, and maybe stick to cycling for a bit. So it's good news anyway. So my Achilles, the tendon itself certainly isn't ruptured, and it's not strained. I can walk in it normally now, and it seems okay after sort of not running on it. I have been doing a lot on the static bike in Poland. Didn't do a lot of the heel raises, if I'm honest, but I have sort of started them. So I flew back from Poland on the 31st. Both my kids decided to fall asleep literally 20 minutes before we landed. But where we are right now is tomorrow/today. I'm supposed to be starting my marathon training block for Manchester Marathon. My plan is to do Ben Parks's level 4 15-week program. So before I saw the doctor, I wasn't sure whether I would even be doing this because, I put a shout out on Reddit naturally, and I saw that some people were, had maybe 2 to 3 weeks off was enough. Some people were having problems that were going on for months or even years. So I thought, well, am I going to be sacking off this marathon? But that's what we'll have to keep an eye on. So technically, my first easy run should be today/tomorrow. But I'm debating whether I might change up some of my easy runs for bike rides. So, if I'm doing like an 8K run, do I instead do like, I don't know, 20 something K bike ride to try and equivalentize? Do I just risk going out for a super easy run? Hopefully these questions will be answered, and yes, if you subscribe and do all that business, I will be updating my progress so you can follow my journey. And please do follow my journey right here on YouTube. Stay tuned.